Hello, this is Azanar, coming at you with a new episode of Knights of Honor, and this time we're actually going to be starting a new series. We're going to set the difficulty to hard, and this series, it's going to be one that I've tried to do a number of times, but I've never gone all the way through to the end. It's actually a long objective, and that objective is called Roman Restoration. We're going to restore the Roman Empire. Now, this is something you can actually do in all three of the times. In early, you can do it as Byzantium, but I don't like to do it in this time period. Byzantium starts so large, it does present a bit of a challenge defending all of this land when you start quite poor with no armies, but it's too easy of a start. On the high starts, there's actually a number of these groups you can choose. You can choose Nicaea, a sort of successor to Byzantium, or the Latin Empire in Constantinople, which was formed after Constantinople was sacked in the Fourth Crusade. And in the late period, there is Byzantium, starting here. This is what I am going to choose as our start date. In this start date, Byzantium starts with three provinces: Constantinople itself, Nicaea, and Saloon, making them much more difficult than this start. While the high start of either Nicaea or the Latins is also quite difficult, these aren't Byzantium. These aren't the Eastern Roman Empire that we want to restore. As well, in this period, there's a lot of different countries. There's actually, if you go to the country list, more countries in this time period than anything else, and that just makes the game a little more fun. Get to deal with a strong Poland, Lithuania, or the Golden Horde. We have the Ottomans to our east. The Mamelukes have replaced the Fatimids, but they're basically the same. Western Europe, especially Germany itself, it's much more plural, and I just like this start period a little more. But with that, we are going to jump into play. Okay, I made a mistake there. Got a little excited. Don't pay attention to that. We're going to go play on Europe, going to go to hard, late time period, open up as Byzantium. Our Duke, we start with Alexius, and for some reason he starts in Saloon? Well, that's fine. We're only intending to build peasants with our first armies. Oh my lord. No, you are not staying there. Okay, we're going to have to take Alexius. We're going to have to embark him straight to summer with some food. That is going to be Constantinople. By the looks of it, our first goals, firstly, we need to make some money. So we're going to take all of our leaders. We're going to convert all of them to merchants. Next, we're going to need to secure some trade agreements. Mamelukes, I don't intend to fight you for a while. In fact, I'll probably get you to be the ones to declare war. I just agreed to something. Oh, a royal wedding! That may come to haunt us later in a war with Algeria. That's a slight mistake to make off the bat, not paying attention. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, though. If anything, we may lose some territory to Algeria. I'll have to take it back and kill them. Whatever. Castilla, they want money. I don't think so. France. They'll just take it straight up. Germany, take it straight up. England, they want money. No, nobody else wants money. Why should I give you money? You know, other people aren't going to make me pay them. Sweden is nice. Lithuania, perfect. We'll never fight Lithuanians. And they're also not interested, though. Muscovy? No. I actually have enough agreements. It's fine. Take one with the Mamelukes. Oh, interesting. We have it with the Golden Horde. Well, we will trade with them, since it's a strong, beneficial relationship. And we will trade with France. This is going to bring in some extra money, and it's going to allow us to begin our building program. The thing we need immediately in our provinces here is more food. Holy moly. We're going to build granaries in both Saloon and Nicaea. We desperately, actually no, here we're going to build an inn. We need more workers first. We desperately have to get that up. Here, take a look at the building. Now, as Byzantium, we get special units. Special units, we get our pronoias, which are our medium cavalry. We get cataphracts, which are our heavy cavalry. We get Varangians, quite exciting. And we get Roman infantry. Now, one thing that I will tell you from doing other playthroughs is different ones. These are normally units you can build in Constantinople, even if you aren't Byzantians. However, in that case, these units are all twice as expensive, or more. Getting Roman infantry, basically anywhere in our nation that we have a chainmail workshop and a swordsmith is fantastic. Because, while there are other units like this, such as men-at-arms, these units are better. We're going to want to work towards this. We need a chainmail workshop in Constantinople, basically as quick as we can. We have a halberd master smithy here. We're never going to train any units with that, so I'm basically just not going to worry about it. We don't have money for that. However, there are a number of buildings that we don't seem to have here. We're going to upgrade economy first, and I'm just going to go through these buildings real quick. I'm going to keep these sorts of things for now and get rid of them piecemeal as we need to, but I can also see we have a Fletcher that we don't need. And I'm going to get rid of the moat right away as well, as we're going to event. That'll be the first of the defensive structures I do get rid of. We're going to fill up with as many peasants as we can, and that's all of the troops in Thrace. And I'm going to stop off, I think, in Nicaea. Yeah, there's enough food in Nicaea for me to pick up 2 more units. Next, I'm going to look at our political situation in terms of fighting. We're at war with Serbia. Interesting. I like that. Our first war, of course, I'm not going to look to take any land. I think it's way too early for that. And the land I would want to take isn't over here. The land I would want to take would be places like Crete, Dobruja, Athens, you know, places that are more connected, at least by water, to the territories that we have. Oh, that's right, Genoa owns Crimea in this start date. Like I said, some of us a little squirrely.
Time to disembark.
We're also going to want to bump our kingdom power up. It's going to be quite costly at the moment, as we do start moderately powerful. But that's okay. I'm going to get a fishmonger next in Nicaea. We're going to continue to try and pump that food up. Now, after Alexios is done getting troops here, we're going to send him to Saloon, and I'm going to poke him over the border into Macedonia and see what the Serbs are doing. We could also poke him across the border into Epirus as well, but Macedonia is a little closer to our territory, and we are going to want to defend our territory. I'm going to start that granary in Saloon now.
Yes, my lord.
We're going to want to build these very cheap, basic economic buildings as much as we can. We're going to move Alexios into Nicaea. We're going to get him those 2 units of peasants, refill his food, and we're going to disembark him immediately. And here it is. Serbia has invaded Saloon. And they're actually heading straight for the settlement. We're going to pick up 3 units of peasants as a defense in the town. Sadly, we don't have any town watch to defend it, but hopefully those units of peasants can hold.
What is your wish?
Oh, interesting. This army under Borg has decided it's not worth it. Oh, he has. The enemy doesn't seem to know what he wants. Alexios is not too far away. He may be able to make it in time to stop this. I'm really hoping so. These 3 units of peasants won't be able to win this battle on their own. The most they can do is slow the enemy down. I'm thinking either we will make it in time to defend the settlement and push Borg back, or at the very least we will be able to immediately retake the settlement. Yeah, the battle's starting to actually begin now. Morale is dropping. Our peasants aren't necessarily running yet, though. This is going to be very, very, very close. Alexios, awesome. He made it just in time. We're now decisively winning this engagement. Our army is larger than Borik's, and with the defenses of the settlement on our side, this is going to be a quick mop-up battle.
Sire.
A stroke of luck there. Oh, and we even managed to take Borik prisoner. Definitely a stroke of luck in that starting battle. Man, these starting settlements without any workers really take a lot of time to build anything. We have these 3 units here. I actually like that.
I'm leaving the castle.
We'll just keep them there. When we eventually get a second army, I'll send him by Saloon to pick them up. It's not a bad idea to have some of those units sitting around for when we need them. Our next kingdom power is 2,300. What can we build in Nicaea that's really cheap? Gold. Gold's not bad, but I'm going to build a tool smithy here. Nicaea actually has a lot of workers. I actually very much like that.
Political view. My liege.
We want to try and keep at least our 2 undeveloped provinces building buildings while we also bump our kingdom power up.
Sack this
We're
village.
going to raid this monastery.
Political view.
Since the Serbians lost their starting marshal to us in our prisons, it's actually going to be difficult for them to defend themselves now. We're basically going to be able to raid almost with impunity. They're not really going to be able to go up against us. And if they do, it'll cost them a lot of money.
Political view.
We can see that Serbia, they have almost no money right now, which I'm quite okay with. So we have 3 units of peasants in Solun, perhaps a 4th. Maybe a few more. We have 2 units in Thrace. I'm going to wait till there's about 5 population here in Thrace before I actually go to deal with some of this. I'm going to build this fishmonger. I need a fishmonger. Fishmongers lead to docks, which lead to admiralities. It's important to have them in every single province in order to make money. We're going to be able to take our next unit of kingdom power now. Our next unit's going to cost us 3,000. The cost for this is really starting to rise, as we are quite powerful. Let's take a look at the political situation. Things are quite broken. The Mamluks, what are you doing? They're fighting Athens and Karaman. The Ottomans are fighting Karaman. Well, what are people's thoughts toward us? We have a trade agreement with Cyprus, and Cyprus quite likes us, as does Venice. And the Golden Horde. I actually would very much like to have a strong relationship with the Golden Horde. I may actually even turn the Golden Horde into an ally. If I can move in quickly and take Debrudes, Wallachia, Crimea, and Georgia, and, you know, sort of build up this line where the Roman Empire should be at its extent, I could actually form a very strong relationship with the Golden Horde and basically let them rampage north and not really care too much what they do.
Sack this village. For Christ.
We can now take a skill with our Marshal Alexius. I very much like that. Leadership is very, very important. The extra morale to your army, and then consequently taking Dread to reduce the morale of the enemy's armies, is so crucial. It basically, I mean, it makes enemies flee in terror before you. There's nothing quite like it. And I take Hunter's Huts here. It's very cheap. An extra gold in the town is nothing to sneeze at. And it gives us a trade good.
A new building has been built, sire.
Lithuania. Oh, the Golden Horde just stomped Lithuania there. Now Solun. Which do I take? I'm going to take the toolsmithy next in Solun. I want that extra worker.
Yes.
And it's about that time. I'm going to take my second marshal now. And we're not going to take him up in Thrace. I'm actually going to take him in Nicaea. I'm going to take 6 villagers, peasant units right here. Andronikos. We're going to move him into Solun, take 3 units that are already here, and he's going to join his fellow Marshal Alexios in Macedonia.
Political view.
What is your command?
These Greek Eastern Roman guys are so interesting.
A new building has been built, sire.
Okay, we're going to move you towards Solun. Thrace. Oh my lord. See, there's a lot of buildings that I don't have in this settlement that I always build and always have. And they just don't have them here right now. They have these stupid defensive structures. There's absolutely no way in this game, if you play it correctly, that you will ever need ballista towers, or gate towers, or drum towers, or corner towers, or a moat. If you play the game correctly, you will never get sieged. You'll always be able to respond to anything the enemy does. And if you get sieged, and oh lord, your settlement gets taken, who cares? You can just take it back. I don't know. I might grab salt somewhere else. I'm not going to worry about that right now.
What is your wish?
Alexios, move to this monastery.
What is your wish?
There we go.
Has been built, sire.
At last.
Oh, we want to... Hides. Oh, yeah.
Destroy this nest of scum.
Tax collector's office. I may take that later. I almost don't want to build anything. I want to really get this kingdom power up.
What is your wish?
Burn!
Yeah, we'll send... No.
My
I'm
liege.
going to send Andronicus to the
Teach
farmland.
these infidels a lesson.
Yeah. Trade agreement offered from Portugal. Ooh.
Political view.
Portugal's decently strong. It's not a bad trade agreement. He's also very far away from us. Not somebody we're going to have to deal with anytime soon. Yeah, I'm going to move Alexius in here and put Andronicus there. Until Andronicus has a single unit of leadership at least, you don't really want to get him involved in a battle by himself. You never want to be involved in a battle by yourself, unless it's against an army way weaker in composition or troop numbers than yours. But you definitely don't want to have them by themselves without at least 1 leadership and 1 dread to throw the morale, you know, 2 swing in your favor.
What is your wish?
Now, see, this beginning part of the game is always a little slow. To be honest, it's a lot of waiting for things to happen. We're gaining a lot of money from the Mamluks and the Golden Horde. We're gaining almost nothing from France now. I'm going to stop trading with them. I don't really care if I make them mad.
Political view.
Is there anybody better I can trade with? What about Novgorod? Novgorod is sizable. Yeah, 15. There we go. That's a much better trading partner, and that's going to put our income per tick over 100. Yeah, 109. Much better. Never be afraid to cancel trade agreements and tick people off. For example, France, there's barely any amount that we actually angered them. The relation hit of 100 seems like a lot. It isn't. We're just going to continue this. We're going to continue our raiding right now. Yeah, see, this unit of leadership, he has all this green morale bar, but we're significantly down in Andronicus' army right now. Partly due to, yeah, looking at the game screen, I think it's supposed to be winter right now. And due to the fact we're in enemy territory, but it's also due to the fact that he doesn't have the unit of leadership. I'm going to take that fishmonger in Saloon now. With 5 workers, it's going to be a very good venture. Alexios, move to this monastery. You can take Dread. And when Andronicus is done, we're going to move him into this monastery along with Alexius. No, we're not. We're going to move him to Epirus. And then Alexius will follow after. We'll see what's going on in Epirus. If the enemy is there, we're going to have to retreat. But, actually don't think he will be.
Teach these infidels a lesson.
Couple hundred more gold here, and we can take our 4th unit of kingdom power. Lithuania lost to Poland now. Lviv and Turo. Yeah, Lithuania is a single province now. The Golden Horde in Poland absolutely squeezed him out. Oh, Novgorod. Wow, Novgorod won that first war with the Teutonic Order, eh? Gelra. Oh, the Palatinate.
My liege.
Yeah, you can see his morale is much higher now. Serbia is offering us a ransom for their marshal. Heck yes. We'll take that. Gives us more money, we can take kingdom power, and that marshal will come fight us again, allowing us to get more experience. But for now, this has been all for this episode. This will be Azanar signing off. If you liked this video, give me a like. If you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.